Hey everybody, welcome back to Ask Lex RX. I'm Dr. Lexi, the functional medicine pharmacist at Divine Health and Wellness, which is the wellness clinic inside of River City Pharmacy in Decatur, Alabama. And today is going to be a slightly longer than normal video. I'm talking about the differences between folic acid and 5-MTHFR, which is the methylated and active version of folic acid, and who might need which one. So most people can get away with needing the folic acid, and your body will do the work to activate it and shunt it to where it needs in the body. But there are some people who will need the activated form because the processes to make it active are really sluggish in their particular body. And so I want to kind of go over some of those people might be, so you might get a better idea of whether it's you or a loved one or anything like that. And then I want to go over the best way to supplement that to help you get good methylation going. And I'll talk about what methylation is here in just a second. So I'm trying to make sure I don't miss anything because I've got a lot of good information for you guys today. So a lot of the information that I'm giving you today was summed up really, really nicely by an article from BioCare. They are I want to say a functional medicine clinic over in the UK, but they have a lot of great articles on the research that we all study and pulling it all together and making it digestible. So let's get started. Okay, so what is methylation, right? So it sounds super complex, but all it is, it's a really simple chemical process in your body that you're doing constantly. And all you're doing is you're adding a methyl group to a chemical compound, and that's just a carbon and 3 hydrogens, super small and simple. You're just adding that to a chemical compound so that it can go be used elsewhere in the body for another chemical process. That's all it is. But a lot of the things that our body uses have to be methylated in order for it to work properly. So I've got 10 categories of people that may or may not, but highly likely that you have slow methylation or poor methylation, whatever you want to call it. You may have a genetic abnormality where you aren't able to methylate as well, but supplementing will help that. So category number 1, if you have hormonal imbalances, so like PCOS, PMS, fibroids or endometriosis, there's other things too, but those are the big ones. So methylation is really, really important in metabolizing and detoxifying estrogen. So if it's a little too slow, you get a buildup of estrogen, and then you can have some of those symptoms. Number 2, infertility. This is both in men and women. So, or a history of miscarriage or complications with pregnancy, such as preeclampsia. Again, methylation's absolutely critical to proper development of the human body. So, when you are making a new human, right, you have your levels and requirements of folic acid or methylation, they increase. So I will say, I don't think I covered this earlier, but folic acid, the methylated form, is one of the major inputs to the methylation process. So it's like a cake, right? You have to have all the ingredients for it to turn out correctly, and folate is one of those ingredients. Now, okay, where was I? Making a baby, right? So you have to have lots of methylation going on to be able to make that new human. Okay, category number 3 is if you have cardiovascular disease, high blood pressure, poor circulation, anything like that. So if you're not methylating properly, then you may end up with high levels of what's called homocysteine. Now, you may or may not have heard of that, but excess homocysteine in the blood can lead to inflammation. The body doesn't like the level being too high. So if you have too high of a level, then you get inflammation and free radical damage, and that can cause damage to your blood vessels. Okay, not good. Then number 4 is mood and mental health issues. So mood swings, depression, anxiety, bipolar, OCD, you name it. It can deal with methylation. So methylation is needed for the production of your neurotransmitters, both the production and metabolism of them. So if that is disrupted, then you're going to have either too low, too much, or fluctuating levels of all of these neurotransmitters that affect your mood and brain function, and then you can get the symptoms that we just talked about. So that is number 4. Number 5, I'm trying to make this a little faster for you guys. So autoimmune condition. So this includes things like MS, rheumatoid arthritis, autoimmune thyroid. The list can go on and on here. But methylation is key to immune regulation and repair. So there are many studies that have actually linked that high homocysteine level that we just talked about with cardiovascular illness and genetic factors that affect methylation to autoimmune tendencies. So we don't exactly know the exact relation, but they are linked. So number 6, there we go. I'm on 2 hands now. Memory problems. Memory problems, insomnia, dementia, Alzheimer's disease, all of that can be related. So just like high homocysteine can damage your blood vessels, it can also cause inflammation and damage your neurons in your brain. So we also have multiple studies here linking poor methylation to cognitive decline. And fun fact, in order to sleep, you need to produce the sleep hormone melatonin, which you make from serotonin via, you guessed it, methylation. So if we don't have methylation that's working properly, it can affect your sleep. Definitely. Okay, number 7, there we go. Chronic fatigue and low energy. So energy production, a healthy thyroid, healthy adrenal glands, and nervous system function are all dependent on this methylation and a good supply of the B vitamins, including folate. Folate is vitamin B9. Zinc and magnesium as well. So those are your cake ingredients, really. So that can definitely be someone who might need methylation support. Number 8, allergies and histamine intolerance. So things like eczema, hay fever, headaches, congestion, hives, any of that. Allergies are characterized by an increase in that histamine release, right? But excess histamine in the cells is actually metabolized and taken away by methylation. So you might be having an excess reaction if you don't have enough methylation going on. Okay, number 9, poor bile production leading to digestive problems, fat malabsorption, and gallbladder issues. So if you've had gallstones or had your gallbladder out, this may be an issue for you. So bile is a thick yellow-green fluid that's produced in your liver and stored in the gallbladder that has antimicrobial properties. It aids in absorption of fats and fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin A, D, E, and K. And it also helps your body excrete toxins and excess cholesterol out of your body. So, however, if your methylation is disrupted, then you can't produce enough of one component of bile, which is which is phosphatidylcholine. So that could be throwing that off as well. And the last one, number 10, you may need methylation support. There we go. If you have an inflammatory condition like arthritis or inflammatory bowel disease or anything like that. So chronic constant inflammation is a really big strain on your body, and it can drain what we call your methylation pool. So you have like all these molecules that are methylated that your body can pull from to do all these reactions, but chronic inflammation drains that pool, so you don't have those ingredients anymore, and pretty much everything that we just talked about can occur because you don't have the ingredients for methylation to work very properly. So all that to be said, if you have any of those or know of a loved one who has any of those symptoms or medical conditions or whatever, they may need some methylation support. And the best way to do that is to take methylated B vitamins, especially the folic acid ones. So your go-to is going to be a methylated kind of B complex, if you will, but it definitely needs to have the folate and the B12 in it. Those are the biggies and the ones that we tend to, as a population, be low in. So the methylated B12 is called methylcobalamin, and the methylated form of folic acid is 5-MTHF, or 5, I don't even know if I can say this, methyl tetrahydrofolate. I think that's how you say it. So if you have any questions about what form of folate you might need, or if you have any further questions on whether or not you may be struggling with methylation, please reach out to me. I'd be happy to help and talk to you. You can email, drop a message, or call. That's the other one. Call the store. Anyway, but you guys have a wonderful, wonderful week, and let me know if you have any questions, and let me know what else you would like to see on Ask Lex RX. All right. Bye.